The well-known phrase regarding the Iron Curtain is currently credited to Churchill's Fulton speech. However, a year prior to it, and only a couple of months before the surrender, Goebbels had a fondness for discussing this structure. In his article 2000 Years, Smakuja assured that Germany will divide the USSR with a barrier made of iron. Year 2024. Nauseda on the closure of 2 checkpoints with Belarus. The Iron Curtain between the West and the East has already fallen. He may have descended, but with a clatter and creak, somehow without enthusiasm from the local Lithuanians. An interesting report on the Russian-speaking Delphi. Shalchenenko and sent a worker with a microphone to find out, and if Nauseda suddenly closes the final EPP, what they have next to them is this Shalchenenko and Benikoni. How will it affect the residents? And how do the residents in general relate to such security measures at the border?
Isolate from Belarus necessary?
I think not. Well, I think it's not necessary.
I think not.
My personal opinion, no.
Probably not.
No, of course.
I'm against.
No opinion given.
I am very against. I hope someone will hear me, not just me. For that reason, relatives are one. Secondly, prices. I have 3 kids. Mixture costs 12 euro here. I don't have enough of this. There I buy for 2 euros. There is a difference.
Some said they didn't care as they don't drive. Possibility of visa-free visits to Poland, Lithuania, Latvia for citizens and non-citizens emerged in 2022. This is a one-sided measure. Such hospitality is not shown to Belarusians in nearby countries, for instance. The idea was well received by residents. From recent data. Since Jan 1 of this year, around 48,000 citizens of the European Union have arrived in Belarus without a visa. Almost 10,000 Latvian citizens and about 2,500 non-citizens.
Nearly 9,000 Poles, but most are, of course, Lithuanians, over 26,500.
Highly annoying to Lithuanian authorities. They've been seeking reasons to stop citizens from traveling to neighboring countries for a long time. They feared the major would recruit. Green cards not issued for cars. However, the measures failed, and Poland, Latvia, Lithuania started closing the checkpoints one by one, causing a collapse on the remaining open ones. They were and are going, despite the difficulties at the border. First of all, relatives. Secondly, in Belarus, it is cheaper to refuel a car and buy fuel and groceries.
I go there often. It's more profitable. Buy all back and forth.
There also lives my aunt and my relative. And even something cheaper could actually be bought. Allow our actual government to at least overlook the lower prices. We have a strong affection for Lithuania. We have no issues with Lithuania. However, she's like that. But we're just surviving in this place.
Lithuania price is unreal. I won't go somewhere to breathe.
No, therefore, as they say, Lukashenko provided. Our team acquired them.
At the moment, there are only 2 checkpoints left with Lithuania. Before that, the barrier was lowered in parts of Poland and Latvia. So one of the official reasons why Lithuania took this action is due to smuggling. And the truth is that in one way or another, smuggling has long been forced in Lithuania.
Similar prices, no smuggling. If so, no issues.
I believe so.
If meat in Belarus is twice as inexpensive, how can one resist and not conceal a prohibited kilogram or 2 for the journey? One should not confuse a grandmother who distributed products wherever possible and a seasoned recidivist with turnovers in thousands of euros. Several examples from the most recent. In early March, a warehouse filled with contraband tobacco was found in Kaunas. 3 detained, all Lithuanians. Police and familiar individuals caught multiple times. By end of Feb, a suspicious person with impressive sparkle wandered in the forest. This Lithuanian was previously convicted of smuggling. The beginning of the year, Druskininkai. Operation Chase rubber boat breaking through the ice. On board is a Lithuanian smuggler. And yes, the same faces again a repeat offender. The fight against crime and recidivism by Lithuanian authorities is on track. The roof is leaking, the neighbor is at fault. Only in Belarus, Lithuanians buy tobacco legally. They start following the law in their own country, throwing these packs to themselves. By the way, Lithuania denounced the cross-border agreement. But let's return to the report from the Lithuanian border. Certainly, journalist Delphi made a great effort to reverse the situation. They claim that Belarus is a dangerous place, and they have closed the checkpoints for the sake of your safety.
Neighbors should be friends. There is no need to close.
Your opinion on Belarus-Lithuania relationship?
Of course, he is friendly.
Do you go to Belarus?
Yes, sometimes.
I was in Minsk.
Do you like Minsk? What did you like? The zoo is bigger. The Belarusian side often expresses various aggressive words towards Lithuania.
Let's start from the truth. What NATO and so on immediately start, exacerbation of everything. Lithuania will also stick out its tongue. If they go, they want to fight, and their goals are unclear. I have kids, a spouse, family here.
I simply wanted one. That you have to be friends with neighbors, but not to engage in conflict.
To be honest, my first action would be to go there.
And here it is interesting how it turns out. Such a democratic Lithuania, proudly fighting for the rights and freedoms of all, prohibits its citizens from traveling to the east. What to do?
From our side, you can't do anything. If you speak, you'll go to jail. We have it like this now.
Nauseda will call it an iron curtain. Strange, but for Belarus is dictatorial, regime-controlled on the contrary. Opens the barrier, eliminates visa restrictions for neighboring countries, visit your relatives. Just don't confuse. Dictatorial and regime, Belarus, and free and democratic is Lithuania. Ekaterina Tikhomirova, Mikhail Tikhonov in the main broadcast.